Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Forget-Me-Not, and it's part of a collection called The Things We Leave Behind. It was written by Brian Simmons, and Jeff Wilkins will be our game master. This is episode 4, and our recap will be given by Mick Swan. The danger is looming. Let's begin our journey into the darkness. Jeff? Mick?
Thanks, Tom. The more we try to recover our memories, the less I feel that I really want to know what happened. I can't explain how, but I just have this feeling, a gnawing suspicion that we lost our memories because it was somehow preferable to remembering. Every step we take seems to further reinforce this feeling. At the library, we read up on this Cooper house, and what we found was less than reassuring. A history of murders, mutilations, and disappearances all the way back to the house's original owner, some kook by the name of Macumsey, and his book, Before Daedalus, which sounds like some kind of Graham Hancock shit, you know, the stuff aliens built the pyramids, that kind of thing. Apparently he rubbed the locals up the wrong way by using German masons to build the place back in the 30s. I bet that's why it got a bad rep. It's usually that simple with these haunted house stories. After the library, we tracked down Lily Austin, the woman from the itinerary we found in Lynn's room. She was a mine of useful information as well, all about that creepy old house. Apparently, the locals reckoned Macumsey was a bit of a miser, and they figured he'd got the German masons in to build him a hidden vault or some such. Back in 1948, so the story goes, 3 fellas went out to his place and had a look for it, only to turn up a day later, confused, filthy, and with no memory of what occurred to them. An uncomfortably familiar tale, eh? Then, in 51, Macumsey just upped and vanished, was never seen again. A few years later, John Cooper bought the place, and well, we all know what happened to him. Miss Austin was able to identify the woman in the video as the realtor, Vivian Volker. So Tabitha called her up and arranged a meeting in the hope of getting hold of the blueprints to the house. At Joanne's insistence, we searched online for Volker's home address and drove over to get a look at the house. I think she wants us to break into this woman's house while she picks up the plans to the Cooper place. I can't say I like the sound of that. I don't really want to spend the night in a cell, but everyone else seems down for it, so I guess I'll have to go along with it. There's one last thing though, and this really freaked me out. Last night, I dreamt I was holding a knife and a yellow skull decorated with weird symbols. I knew, with that strange dream logic, that they were family heirlooms of some kind, inherited from my great-grandfather. I think I was in France, in Toulouse, and there was something about the eaters of the dead. My hands were drenched in blood. I'd done something awful, unforgivably awful. And worst of all, I think I'd enjoyed doing it. When I awoke, though, I had this horrible feeling that it was real in some way, that I could, if I really applied myself, call out to those eaters of the dead, and they in turn might answer me. What the hell's going on here? I feel like I'm coming apart at the seams, and the others aren't much better. Daniel's as sick as a dog, Joanne's a bundle of nerves, and Tabitha's seeing dead people. Do we really want to know what happened before the crash? I mean, maybe we should just cut our losses, fly back to California, and book in to see a decent shrink. I think I'd prefer that to digging into this weird shit out here in the boonies. Mark my words, dude. No good will come of this shit. No good at all.
Excellent. I can't keep the GM grin off my face.
For the record, I'm not necessarily suggesting that you break in, but have a look around.
Inside.
Inside. After breaking the doors open.
We were given the clue of the rose.
The impression that I got was from roses. Just a really strong impression of a rose. It could be whatever we're looking for might not be in the house.
I'm thinking my character. I got to distinguish that my character is distraught, but she's thinking buried in the rose garden. What if that's where Lynn is? She doesn't want to say that out loud, though. I think she's implying it. I mean, if you get there and the ground around the roses is solid, then she's not buried there, because it would have only been a couple of days ago. The ground would be freshly turned.
But I thought when people communicate with the dead, they're usually a little more prosaic than that, aren't they? I mean, does it literally mean a rose, or?
It might not. It's just a hunch. It's a wild, crazy hunch.
But also a coincidence. You know, it was just an impression. But then it turns out, you remember the reaction that the spirit of Lynn or whatever it was gave us when we mentioned Vanessa Volker. TV, right. I mean, for Christ's sakes, it knocked the TV off the stand.
Our clues are the things that we're putting together is there's a German connection. Volker is definitely a German last name. That there's that she was present in the house supposedly when we were. So why doesn't she know what happened to us?
And just an incredible burst of negative energy when we mentioned Vanessa when we tried to contact Lynn.
Did she do something to us? Anyways, at the very, very least, we can get the blueprint, because that's what we were after in the first place.
Also, sorry, Karen. Well, I was just thinking, it's been bugging me a bit, really, and I don't know if it's relevant, but it's something she said when you had her on the speakerphone. Like she's a realtor, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Her job is to sell houses.
Right.
And she said that she agreed for us to go there because the publicity might make the house more saleable. But she also said that the bank owns the house and they've no intention of doing anything with it, so they've just let it go to rack and ruin.
They could still sell it for the land, potentially.
But I think that she had the key, which might be because she's probably the only real estate agent in this area.
Yeah. She just mentioned that it wasn't worth it to the bank. It wasn't worth the money for them to condemn it. It seems like it's still being sold.
Oh, condemn it. Right.
It may, in fact, also be that I forgot what I was going to say, but the bank... That she may have been, if she's just a real estate agent, she may have been just as surprised as anyone else when apparently we asked to see the house. Because she's like, that old piece of shit? Nobody asks to see that house.
Also, I know this sounds crazy, but if she was the last ones to see us or to spend time with us before our accident, what if she drugged us? Or something like that. That would explain
That's what I'm thinking.
Our memory loss. It would explain why we crashed the van. It could explain a lot.
I've been thinking that since the beginning of this.
We could have been groggy because we were drugged.
What there is a damn, my memory's fried. But there is a drug that does that.
But what we know is that we went there.
There's some South American drug they give people to rob them. It makes them blind and they lose their memory.
And their organs.
Yeah.
We know from the footage. We know from the footage that we went there with Lynn and Vanessa, and we ended up without Lynn, and Vanessa's back in her office.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a matter of correlating our information. Maybe I'll go there, I'll get the blueprints, and I'll talk to her. I can make
what time she left.
I can make the premise of possibly being interested in moving to this lovely town, but I can also ask her honest questions. You know, do you remember? She said that she just left us, or you know, I'll give little things, not to give her any clue that anything's going on.
She said she just essentially let us in. She had the key, so she let us in and then left.
So I'll keep her distracted for at least an hour.
All right. So we're supposed to meet up at 10 a.m. and can we say it's morning and it's about that time? Or is there anything else we wanted to do prior?
What we can do is we can go into town near there and get breakfast. And then you guys go, and I'll just walk across the street. You know, if her real estate agent's office is near the Denny's or whatever restaurant might be here.
Yeah.
And then you guys can pick me up later. And I will call you on I don't have a cell phone, but I'll call you on something.
Maybe you should hang on to Daniel's phone.
Well, do we have two phones?
Or Damien's phone. Damien has a flip phone, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Well, why don't you hand me that, and I'll keep that, and then I will call you if I'm like, oh my God, she's on her way.
Sure. There you go.
All right, cool.
And
I'll tell you what.
Minor correction, it was Damien's phone, but that's okay.
Okay, Damien.
We've been mixing it Damien and Daniel the whole time, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll make you another deal.
It's Desiree's phone.
I'll make you another deal too. If, God forbid, you find Lynn's body in that woman's garden, so help me God, ring the phone and tell me, and I will murder that bitch right where she stands.
Well,
and then we'll go back to California.
Well, at that point, you would be in danger, so we probably wouldn't do that.
Oh, she'll have no idea that I'm...
You're a little loopy.
I'm an actress.
Which reminds me, I'm going to back up just a little bit. I didn't want to interrupt you guys. But I will say that after your rough night's sleep, you had a tossing and turning and some strange dreams. And when you awoke this morning, you're all feeling lousy. To the point where I'm going to do a 10% reduction on all your skill checks.
Oh, damn.
I definitely need some coffee, guys.
It's a combination of just you're hurting all over, aches and pains, little nauseous stomach, like something didn't sit right with you. So,
and this is the 19th of November now.
I believe you're right. Let me just check. 19th, yes, correct.
All right, folks, let's put this plan into action.
All right. Again, Daniel, you have a difficult time eating breakfast.
Yeah.
But you
is it
find
any better?
something. No, it's actually a little bit worse now that everybody's stomach is not quite right.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to have oatmeal.
And then did you say you wanted to walk across from the restaurant to her place?
Is that possible? I mean, is it like...
Yeah, we'll say it's within walking distance.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that. You guys go.
Okay. Well, let's park around the block so we're not like right in front of her house. That way, if there's any neighbors out in the yard where we might look suspicious, we can just maybe circle the block and be on a stroll and not draw too much attention to ourselves.
Sounds reasonable.
So who shall we handle first, Jeff?
Let's this is the part I've been kind of struggling with too. So I think let's stick with the three of you going into the house. Joanne, you get to her office. The door's open, business hours, and you walk in. But then at that point, I'm going to flash back to those three. So let's do them first, and then we'll see where that takes us.
Cool. So just a kind of a normal size house and the garden's out in front because we saw it from the road when we drove by.
Yes.
I guess the first thing we'll look for is any signs of fresh dug ground.
And neighbors. Make sure no neighbors.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's any CCTV cameras.
No cameras are visible. It's a small neighborhood, so I mean, she does have neighbors, but it's the suburbs. People don't go out of their houses anymore, so you don't really see anybody poking around or doing anything really.
Okay.
You would guess that probably most people that lived there had already left for work.
That too.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, and we're not exactly like shady looking characters. We wouldn't stand out.
Well, speak for yourself. I think I'm pretty shady looking.
Okay.
All right.
Is there a car in the driveway?
No.
All right, so looking for, Joanne had the idea based on the rose that maybe that could mean that Lynn was buried in the rose garden. So before we do anything around the house, we'll just maybe look for freshly dug earth.
Yeah, you can see she's got like a little white picket fence around the side yard, and there's several rose bushes going down there. And really, you don't see anything. There's no fresh dirt. There's no mounds or nothing that you would expect a body to be under.
No headstone.
No headstone.
Is there a shed? Like a potting shed?
In the backyard, probably yes.
All right, well, maybe we'll make our way around the back.
Sure.
And we'll maybe try to take a peek in a window. Our other concern is maybe there's a husband or a kid or even like maybe a housekeeper, another family member who might be there. So we're going to be careful also to, if somebody comes out, maybe we'll just say we're admiring the garden.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of had the room of the place. It's a small suburb, and either, like you said, either people are at work already or they're watching daytime TV or.
Yeah, Bold the Beautiful's on right now.
You find the shed. There's actually no lock on the door, and there's nothing unusual there either. It's what you expect a normal tool shed to look like.
Okay.
Okay.
Do any of the roses in the garden look like they've been recently clipped or picked or trimmed? Like any cut off?
No. I'm just trying to think. We are in September, so I don't know. I think they probably would have bloomed a lot earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not sure.
Depends on the species. They could bloom all until the frost.
Okay.
Huh.
What about, as we're around the back, what about like an outside entry to like a basement or like a cellar?
You don't see anything like that.
Okay. All right. Any kind of windows that we can look inside? See if
There are definitely windows. There does not appear to be a back door, though. From where you're at, you would probably be able to look into the kitchen window.
I'm going to anxiously keep a lookout.
Okay.
I wonder if I can try and well, I guess first of all, do we see anything through the window? Any motion inside?
No, seems quiet.
Anything amiss? No. I
Can't
wonder if
hear
maybe
any TV or anything.
Correct. Lights are out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can I try and reach out and see if I get any kind of psychic impression?
Do a psychic roll.
All right. That's a fail.
Nothing comes to you.
Okay. Any so the window we're looking in, any I wonder if maybe we knock on the door first just to make sure there's no one home in a room we can't see, and then maybe we can get a window open, maybe see if there's something in the tool shed that could help us open a window. Or even if the front door might even be unlocked, being that it's a small town.
Yeah, it's either one.
All right, so we'll go around and knock on the front door.
Yep, no answer.
Okay, try the doorknob.
It is locked.
Okay, knock again, just to make sure. And then maybe go back and try the. Yeah, I'll tell Damien to try the window.
Oh, sorry, I muted.
All right. Can I select a window that doesn't look like it's visible from the street?
Yeah, let me look real quick.
Something big enough to get through. No point checking.
There is a small room in the back, not attached to the kitchen, but the curtains are drawn. So you're not quite sure what room that is, but it's the only other room, because the kitchen windows are kind of up high, like above the counters would be. But the other windows are like waist level. So that would probably be your best chance.
Okay. And they're closed, are they?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I better have a look around for something I can pry the window open with.
In the tool shed, there's probably a lot of gardening tools. We could probably maybe some kind of pry bar or a
Screwdriver would do, just a flat-headed screwdriver.
I don't suppose you have locksmith, right?
Only at one.
Why
I
don't
know
you do
what a lock is.
why don't you do a luck roll?
Okay.
in the garden shed. There's probably a.
I've rolled 100.
Oh. Let's say then,
Just broken a finger.
The alarm goes off.
as you are trying to pry the window open and get the screwdriver in there, you slip and you bust the window.
All right. Remember, guys, if we get caught, we're just admiring the garden.
That's right.
Jeez, I thought we just came here looking for roses.
All right. Well, let's try and then. I mean, we've come this far. Let's break out the rest of the window and put me through.
Okay.
And then I'll come open the door.
I'll just open the latch and
Yeah.
just mind out with the broken glass. There's glass everywhere.
You
Pick bits of glass out of my.
you find yourself in what looks like a study, like a den. There's a desk with like a computer on it and several bookcases and a small fireplace.
Okay. Being as quiet as I can, I think before we do anything else, just want to make sure there's no one else in the house. So
Okay.
I'll be as quiet as I can and start just kind of get a sense of the layout of the house. Make sure there's no one else home. I'm worried maybe she's got kids or something.
Is Daniel and Damien both going in, or are you waiting outside?
Well, I'll probably just, if I don't see anyone, I'll probably make my way to the front door and open the door and let them in.
Okay.
Unless they can, if they can fit through the window, then I'll.
Yeah, they could go through the window.
Okay.
There we go.
So that gives you a rough. You do a quick walkthrough. That's what you would see.
Okay.
So you guys are basically you're standing in the study, and Tabitha, you just did a quick, making sure nobody is there. So which nobody's home. Yes.
Okay. So like she lives alone. Is there any pictures of her with a husband or family pictures?
No, nothing actually.
Okay. Cool. All right. So come on in, guys. I'll help them through the window. And then, just in the interest of time, once you guys are inside, let's spread out and search.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll start in the study with the computer.
I'll take the bedroom.
Okay. I'd like to do a quick whip around to see if there's any kind of a basement entrance of any sort, and then I'll take another assorted room.
Okay. You don't see any signs of a basement.
We didn't see any windows outside around basement level, though. Like, there's no evidence of a basement. Okay.
Right. There's probably like a crawl space attic above.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask: is there anything in particular you're looking for at this point, or you're just at this point just seeing what you see? Right.
Well, we're looking for Lynn's mutilated body, or any indication of where we can find that.
I'm looking for anything out of the ordinary. I haven't really got a clue what I'm looking for.
I'm looking for anything that has roses on it.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all do a spot hidden?
That's a 17, and that's a pass for me. A big pass.
I've got 5.
I'm going to use some luck to pass.
5 out of 65. Oh, actually, no. That'd be a 5 out of 58 with the 10% reduction.
5. Okay, that's pretty good. God, Daniel, you want to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. So we're reducing the actual value of our skill, and we're rolling against that. We're not reducing our roll because that would be the wrong thing to do. Never mind. Yes, that's why I didn't say it.
Okay. Yep.
But I said it anyways. So
Of course, Daniel. So let's say in the study, anybody who's looking around in there, the only thing you notice is that there seems to be quite a few books on the occult. Nothing in particular necessarily, although you do notice there are several books also that are in Latin.
Could I look and see if there's a specific book in study?
Yes, but I want to come back to you first, though, because you're 05.
Okay.
You found yourself in her bedroom, and you opened her closet, the sliding door to the closet, and you look down, and there's a large cardboard box. And in there, you see a video camera, a few tape recorders, and a pistol.
Is the pistol a Glock 17?
It sure looks like it, yes.
Mother.
All right. Let's go to Joanne.
I'm taking that box.
Okay.
She sees you come in the door. She's like, yes, come on in.
Hello. Thank you for seeing us.
Sure.
We're still putting information together on the house. I guess maybe you've heard. Maybe I can't remember if I told her or not that we had an accident.
I think was it you I spoke to last night?
Yes.
Tabitha?
Yes. No, did you speak? You didn't speak to Tabitha. You spoke to me, didn't you? I don't remember.
Oh my, that accident really did hit your head.
It was Tabitha, but she was on speakerphone.
Oh, you were on speakerphone. That's
okay. I didn't realize.
That's why I feel like I spoke to you. We were hoping to get a copy of the blueprint, the plans for the house.
Yeah, and she brings you into the office. There's a small little like a meeting room, I guess, and she brings you in there, and she's actually got them all out on the table already. She said we had these plans drawn up when we were trying to sell the house.
Oh, excellent! There's quite an interesting history of that house, which
yes.
I'm sure you're completely aware of. But as we've been as we've been traveling around and seeing some of your town, I've been recently thinking about getting a small place just somewhere out of the way. And Clio is how you actually pronounce it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's certainly out of the way.
I had a previous client named Questwise who told me how to pronounce it as Clio.
Ah, I see. Do you handle houses just in Clio or other places in Genesee County?
Pretty much in this area, yeah, the county.
Well, if I was looking for something, I'd want it to, be like have maybe half an acre because I like growing vegetables, and maybe 2 stories. I don't know if you have anything like that. Maybe under 100,000.
I'm not sure what your intent here is. So why don't you pick?
Just to completely distract her and keep her. I figure if she's a real estate agent, she's going to be like, "Oh my God, I might make a sale."
Right.
For the next hour and a half, showing me houses and shit.
So let's do a persuade.
Okay.
You're not trying to charm her. You're not trying to intimidate.
I'm trying to charm her. In any case, I rolled a 70, which it fails on all 3 of those. So,
because I wanted to just point out that, like, you've already talked to her several times, and now all of a sudden you're talking about buying a house. So she's a little bit suspicious at this point.
Took me until now to kind of decide. I mean, I'm a California girl, so I've thought about the beach. But if you've ever been to California, a house that's 3 blocks away from the beach is going to be $5 million. And that's just, and of course, the noise never stops. I've gotten a little bit used to the quiet out here. It's quite nice, and I wouldn't live out here all the time, just when I needed a respite.
Yeah, well, I can certainly show you a house if that's what you're interested in.
Cool.
You want to go now?
Well, I'm just interested. Do you have like pictures or something, or?
Oh, okay. Yeah. She says probably the easiest way is to just go to my website and you can see all my listings there.
Well, maybe what you've got to say, like 2 stories and half an acre. So I assume that we're doing that, and maybe as we're doing that, I'll just say a few things like, our friend Lynn is still missing. We don't know where she went. If they haven't seen her in California, I thought maybe she had gone back there.
Do a psychology roll.
All right. 65 psychology. Oh, I missed it by 15. So maybe I'm too busy staring at the screen because I'm trying to pretend.
She tenses up.
So I continue. We talk a little bit more about the houses, and I'll say something like, we're all still having memory problems, and she said you told us that you took us out there and unlocked the place for us, and then you left, correct? Yeah. So you wouldn't have any idea of what happened to her. You didn't see her after that, did you, by chance?
No, I haven't seen any of you. I mean, until you called the other night.
We were kind of speculating. The reason why we wanted to see the plans was apparently he had brought some people in from the outside to do some of the work on the house, which we were kind of curious why he would do that unless he didn't want the locals to know what he was building, what do people build under their houses? A fallout shelter or something like that.
Sounds like you've been talking to Lily.
Lily. Oh, Lily. Yeah, she's an interesting woman.
Yes, she is.
Did you kill my girlfriend? No, I don't say that. Sorry. No. So anyways, this is all I'm going to do is I'm going to distract her for a while.
Okay. Let's go back to the other three then at the house.
All right. So still in the study, it definitely struck me as odd as finding those occult books. You said there was a computer in the desk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll turn that on.
Okay. It boots up. It's password protected, and no, your password isn't going to work on this one.
Oh man, no luck roll required.
Fidelio.
Because that would have blown my mind. Okay. Well, I have no idea. So just kind of, we find some books in Latin, which is definitely strange. Other types of occult books. Knowing that Damien is always looking for a specific book wherever we go, I'm going to look for a copy of Lady Don't Fall Backwards on the bookshelves, just in case.
Yeah, you don't see anything like that.
No. Okay. Have we searched all the rooms in the house now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Damien, what did you find?
I hear the mother load. Video camera,
What?
tape recorders, and if I'm not mistaken, hats. Gun.
That's our stuff. That's all of our stuff.
We need to take that back with us, especially if there's any any recordings made.
Damn right we do.
So, Jeff, that is also probably our camera and tapes, right?
I think that's a very logical jump, yes.
Yeah.
I think we should get out of here straight away. I mean, obviously, like there's nothing else here.
Yeah, we need to get out. We should check out the back door.
Do you guys feel satisfied that we've done a thorough enough search?
I just want to go and have a look in the study for something.
Oh, I checked. I didn't have a copy of Lady Don't Fall Backwards.
Oh, that wasn't what I was looking for. In the study, amongst the books, is there a copy of Before Daedalus?
Do a luck roll.
49 out of 45. No.
Can you spend luck on your luck roll to make your luck roll?
Well, I wanted to check something.
There are Before Daedalus sized gap. Shelf.
Let's see. I'm going to say that as you're perusing through the books, you're looking for that one in particular, and you see it. But when you take it off the shelf and you start looking through the pages and stuff, it's not the right book. It's a different book inside.
Oh. That's annoying.
What book is it inside?
There is a title page, and it says Revelations of Galaki, Volume 4.
Would that name mean anything to any of us?
Do an occult roll, and you're going to have to get an extreme.
All of us, or just
Yeah, the three of you that are there.
We're all looking at it together.
Okay.
For an extreme, I'd need a 1.
No, not even close.
Nope.
62. No.
I got a 2, but I'm not there.
Well, should we take it?
Yeah, you want to take the book, take the book. I mean, look, she ripped off our stuff.
Yeah.
Help yourself. Take anything you want.
Burn the place to the ground for all I care.
Let's spread out the books on the shelf just so it doesn't look as conspicuous that it's missing. And then try and... Should we... I mean, is there... On the window that was broken, was there curtains in front of it?
Yes.
Should we try and just clean up signs of the break-in? I guess she'll know we were here once...
Once she sees the stuff's missing, the window's broken.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just get out of here then.
You know what? We could very quickly just steal a couple other things around the house to make it look like it was a proper break-in.
Yeah, like the DVD player.
Yeah.
And any cash, jewelry.
Yeah, let's just rush around. Each of us grab a couple things.
Bedroom over a bit.
Does she have any Ensure in the refrigerator?
Shall I shit on her bed?
That would be, yeah. That's that. You always do that.
Just for authenticity's sake.
This is escalating.
Isn't that what burglars do?
Well, let's dump out some drawers and let's dump out a few drawers, grab a few things.
Draw out a dump.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward. You guys managed to do all that. You got your arms loaded up.
We wrecked the place.
I just really lowered the tone of tonight's game.
So I was going to burn it down a few minutes ago. We just robbed it instead. But we should be nice and we should donate all this stuff to like the Salvation Army or something to balance things out.
Yeah.
You also left ample evidence for the police to point right at you.
Not to mention you've now walked out the front door with carrying a bunch of stuff, and you.
Oh no! Back door. We have to use back.
There was no back door. He came in the front. He came in the back window.
We can go back out the window.
Okay.
Salvation Army's going to get a sweet DVD player.
But yeah, we'll say the neighbors are clueless and nobody spots you, so you get back in the van. Now what?
Destroy evidence.
I tail it back to the motel, I think.
Yeah, we'll wait for Lynn's call to go pick her up, and then in the meantime, we can see what's on the camera. This is probably where all of our missing footage is, since it wasn't on the cameras that we had. So
yeah, is there any charge on the battery on the camera?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's probably... Well, let's do this. Only because I think it's going to cause a lot of complications later. We'll say that as you're leaving, you text Joanne at that point and tell her, you're on your way to pick her up. And then you all can watch the tape and stuff back at the hotel.
Okay.
Joanne, was there anything else you wanted to pursue with Vanessa first, or
no? My whole intention was to get the blueprints and to
stall them, basically.
To stall.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they text me, I can look at it and I can say, this is fascinating, and I will definitely come back. I need to go though. I've got some business.
Okay, sure. Well, you know where to find me.
I do, and I will be back. I can take the blueprints?
Yeah, just bring them back when you're done.
All right. Thank you very much. And then I burn her building to the ground.
Trash her office.
After I murder her and stuff her in the trash can. Okay. I don't do any of that.
Can I while we're in the van, can I check the gun?
Yeah. It's anything in particular, or
is it loaded?
Yes.
You guys are picking me up back at the restaurant. At the Harvey Wallbangers, or whatever the name of the restaurant is. Maestro's.
Maestro's, yes.
I wish I could eat something there.
So you pick up Joanne. I didn't want to presume too much. Is that your intent? Was you want to watch the tapes and stuff?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Oh my God, you found all that stuff.
Yeah, you're damn right we did.
But you
In
didn't,
her closet.
you didn't find any trace of Lynn, huh?
No trace of Lynn, I'm afraid to say.
But
And
we found
what's the-
Damien's gun.
And what's the book?
Well, there's a funny thing. It says on the outside that it's Before Daedalus book that we ordered off the interwebs, but there's a different book inside.
Uh-huh.
Weird sounding thing. I don't know what it is. Sci-fi or something.
What's this box back here? Holy crap! Did you like rob the woman?
Well, we had to make it look. We went in there, and I've never broken into a house before, so I tried to leave the window open, and it broke.
Oh my God!
So, we had to make it look like a burglary.
Yeah, with all of your fingerprints all over everything. Oh my God.
We should have burned it down.
You should have just taken a tree branch or something and made it look like it fell off a tree or blew in the wind and broke.
It's a really good idea. I wish I'd thought of that.
That would have been.
But then,
such a
look,
better
once we
idea.
took the box, then
Well, we have until 5 o'clock when she gets off of work before she suspects us.
how far can we drive by 5 o'clock? Can we get out of the county?
You're right close to the highway.
We might need to.
I mean, yeah, but then it's an FBI matter.
But once we found the book, Damien had to soil her bed.
Oh no! That's like the 4th time you've done that where you were.
I suggested it. I didn't do it. I just suggested that it would be.
Good, because I remember
add a certain air of authenticity.
I remember that woman, Harriet Jones, was like really pissed when she walked in and found that. All right.
That was I misunderstood the signals.
Are we going to look at this stuff?
We have to watch the video.
All right, we should do that.
Let me just plug the camera in.
Yes, the batteries are dead, like you said, but there is a little cord that you plug it in.
Is the book written in English, by the way, or German?
The book's written in multiple languages,
Ah.
some of which you don't recognize.
Does it look printed or does it look handwritten?
It's handwritten, yes.
Okay, so it's not a published work.
Right.
All right.
All right, you set the video recorder up, and you get the wires. You're able to plug it into the television so you can all see it. You're not huddled around a little screen. And same thing. It's kind of it's like the beginnings of your paranormal investigation. You're setting up. You're interviewing each other. You're getting impressions. Tabitha, you're talking about the house just doesn't feel right. There's a lot of negative energy here. And this is like a continuous run. There's very little stop and starting of the video. But one thing you do notice is that at several points you see Vanessa standing, off camera.
She didn't just leave. Look, there she is.
Correct.
What's she doing?
And then at one point, Tabitha, you turn to Vanessa and you say, "So is there a basement here?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." She says, "Let me show you the basement, because that's usually where the creepy stuff happens, right?" And she jokingly, and she leads you all down into the basement. There's no electricity, which we already talked about before. But you guys are well prepared. You have flashlights and everything. And she shows, it's exactly how you saw it before. The two of you, I think it was Tabitha and Daniel who went down there. And it looks exactly the same. But this time when you look, the wall is cracked open. And she shows you, she says, "Yeah, this is the quote secret vault that everyone in town is always rumored and talking about." And she holds the door open and she she welcomes you guys in to take a look around. It's really neat how it was built and everything. And you guys follow her in, and it's actually there's the flooring is ornate. It's kind of a high-end stonework. The craftsmanship is excellent. But it's like a long kind of tunnel now that leads out into what would basically be towards the side of the house. And just then you hear a loud boom, and the door behind you has closed. You turn around, and Damien, you're the first one to realize this. You rush to the door, and you start banging on it, and she has closed it. She's closed you guys in here. The tape continues, and you all start kind of regroup. And by the way, Lynn is with you all at this point. She's still with you. And you regroup, and you're like, well, what was that all about? What are we going to do now? And you start to head further down the tunnel. And just then the earth trembles. Your camera actually jiggles a little bit. And then a large appendage comes out of the darkness. And it grabs each of you, and it pulls you to a ledge. There is a huge creature in front of you. It's probably, from what you can see, it's probably like the size of 2 houses put together. And it may actually be even bigger than that, because the tunnel goes further down, and this thing is filling the tunnel. You can't see past it. And a voice in your head, a big thundering loud voice, enters your mind, and it says, "You all have been chosen. You must agree to my terms or die, and you must be mine." And at that point, you see it raises Lynn Carter up off the ground, and it's holding her in this massive tendrils. And it asks her, he says, "Will you be mine?" And she starts panicking. All of you are panicking. All of you are crying and screaming. And she's stammering. She's stumbling over her words. And she's no. And no sooner does she say no, and this thing crushes her. Just squeezes the life out of her. And viscera explodes. It gets on some of you, and the horror and the quickness and the non-caring is stunning. And then it turns to the rest of you all one by one. It goes down the line, and it says, "Will you be mine?" And having seen what it just did to Lynn Cartwright, you all agree, because you know it would mean certain death. And when you agree, this dead flesh sort of appendage comes out. He squeezes you to the point where you open your mouth to scream, and this appendage goes jamming down your throat, and you feel a sudden warmth in your stomach. And then it drops you all to the ground. You are stunned. You're nearly crushed. And this thing starts to retreat. The video continues to run, and although at this point it's just lying on the ground, so no one's actually manning the camera anymore. It's just been dropped. You're all just seeing this, like, as you tilt your head, kind of thing. And then basically it ends. It eventually runs out of battery juice.
My God.
Well, I imagine the second that I see Lynn crushed, I freak out.
Yes. So let me do this real quick. A little housekeeping. Damien or Mick, you're currently at 38. You're going to drop to 33.
Okay.
Sean, Daniel, you're
Yep.
going to drop to 39, but you can also do a 1d4. And
Like
then
an additional 1d4?
an additional 1d4.
That's a 2, so.
Okay. And then Tabitha and Joanne. Tabitha, you can drop to... oh, no, you are at 37. So you can do a 1d4. And Joanne, you can also do a 1d4.
Two.
Now, after we see this, does all the recollection come back to us?
For the most part, yes. Yes.
Okay, so now I remember now. I can remember everything.
There's something inside of our stomachs.
Oh,
Ugh.
God.
Do I feel like, have we not noticed till now, but I mean, have I actually, thinking about it, felt movement or anything weird in my stomach? Like, other than just not being able to eat solid food?
It's kind of been nagging in the back of your mind the whole time, where this whole time things have just not been right for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you know this, yeah, it's if you stop and think about it, probably did at some point feel something moving there.
We've all seen the movie Alien.
Yeah, I just feel the overwhelming urge to get clean. So Tabitha just kind of screams and runs to the bathroom to jump in the shower and to start frantically trying to scrub to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
I help.
That's good, kind of you. Yeah.
That woman did this to us.
I want to guzzle bleach right now. That's what I'm thinking of. Ugh. Disgusting.
I want to take the gun and go kill Vanessa.
I want to go home.
You should study that book. Is there something in that book about
Yeah, give me
this
that book.
kind of?
Yeah, I'm feeling, in addition to just wanting to get clean and feeling like I can't ever again, wanting to get as far away from Clio, Michigan as we can.
Let me look at the book. Maybe there's something we can do about that witch. Or whatever the hell she is.
All right. As you start going through the book, I mean, it's hard to read, so let's do... you have a library roll or...
yeah, not much. 20.
Occult roll, maybe?
I do have a cult, 45.
Okay, you can roll that.
Occult 45, it's a dynamite taste. 17.
Ooh, that's good.
So 17 out of 45, that's better than half.
All right, I'm going to paraphrase some stuff. You start to go through the book, and it's difficult. It's like I said, it's multiple languages. Some of it is not even a language that you recognize. It's old handwriting at points, so that's hard to decipher. But the gist of it that you're picking up is that it's talking about labyrinths. There's a repeating word that says Ihort. It talks about prophecy, proclamations, and it says that someday millions and millions of Ihort's brood will spill forth from their progenitor's labyrinth to cleanse the world for their master.
Does Ihort sound at all familiar from any kind of mythology or?
Doing a cult roll again.
It's 46 out of 45. Can I use a luck roll? A luck point?
Yes, and are you also subtracting your 10%?
I forgot about the 10%. So that would be...
You're trying to hit 35 target?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to hit 45. I got 46.
That's what I mean. You're at your
Oh.
target's 45, but you subtract 10%. You're at your target now is 35.
So I'd need to spend 11.
Yep.
Can I do that?
If you want.
All right, I'll take 11 points away.
Yeah, Ihort is one of the... actually, I think you might know what it is, Mick, don't you?
Ihort. My mind's a blank.
Okay.
It just sounds oddly familiar to me, though.
I have got a copy of the Encyclopedia Cthulhiana within reaching distance, but my character hasn't.
Yeah, that's I'm not going to give it to you. You guys can look up later, but yeah, your characters probably wouldn't know. So, all right. So at some point, now this is going to take you quite a long time to go through this, but if there's anything else you want to do, okay, thanks, Aaron.
I'm just trying to process what I've seen, I think.
So, and we've got this is all actually on the tape.
Yes.
We should back that up on the computer.
So the creature actually spoke out loud, though, as well, yes?
It spoke in your head.
Then how's that on the tape?
Oh, right. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Well, if we're recollecting as we're seeing it, then we probably remember what we saw and heard.
That's true. You could say that.
It's forcing a memory to surface.
What the hell was that thing? And it wants to breathe. It wants to reproduce. Is that what it's put in our stomach? Is it like the aliens? They're growing inside of us. Ew.
Do an intelligence roll, Damien.
Yes.
Do you recall earlier, I guess it was yesterday, you got a kind of a worried call from when you guys stopped into the emergency care unit?
Oh yes, yeah. There had been some sort of problem with my my X-rays. They haven't come out properly. Oh god.
Are you saying that thing is inside of all of us?
I'm just... What the hell?
I'm guessing there's something...
It's got to be some sort of an alien thing.
I'm not going to make you guys roll, but also do you start recalling some of the stories that you read in the newspapers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The guy murdered his family because he thought they were infected.
We should go visit her.
Well,
yeah.
She's still at her office right now, so.
Oh, I think we should go to her house, phone her, and tell her there's been a break-in in your house. But then we couldn't really. She wouldn't believe it if she got there and there's no cop car there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or she might turn up with the cops.
Was she all alone in her office?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's just go to her fucking office.
Yeah, let's just go to where she is if we're going to go talk to her.
Bring the gun.
Yeah.
Bring
I've
the
got
gun.
my gun.
Tell her that we just figured it all out.
I've got my gun.
I think if there's a back door, that some of us should go around at the back door so that she doesn't go out the back door when we go in the front door. And when she says, "Oh, hello, what are you doing back?" I'll just say, "We're here to kill you."
Yeah, well, it's all out in the open now. We can tell her we found our stuff. We saw the tape. We have your DVD player. Let's talk.
Maybe we can get a straight story out of her by torturing her and by we'll see.
Well, maybe she's being forced by this thing to find new victims, and she knows maybe how we can fight it also.
Well,
at least we know at least directly didn't kill Lynn.
we've got her. She murdered us all by putting us in that hole and closing the door. If she hadn't done that, we would have just walked away and gone back to California and lived regular, ordinary, everyday lives. And then she lied to us. She told us she just left. She's behind this whole thing.
Oh, she did just leave for a few minutes after she shut the door. Left us alone.
And then she took all of our stuff and tried to hide the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go kill her. I mean, let's go find out what she has
Visit
to say. I'll go in first, and then you all follow me one after the other.
That sounds like dice being rolled.
Yeah. That's what my brain sounds like when I'm really rattled.
We're determining marching order.
All right. You're gonna drive over, right?
Yeah.
We said it was You approach and you see her car still in the driveway of the office.
Okay. A couple of you go around back just to make sure she doesn't run out the back door.
I'll do that.
I was just looking at that. I think when you were in the office, you would have noticed that there was no back door.
That's a fire trap. Excellent.
Well, let's be careful, because if she feels cornered, then maybe she's armed, and maybe she'll try and do something crazy.
Maybe the people who live in Clio are really uptight, and none of them have back doors.
Yeah.
That's with this place.
All right. So I'll walk in with Tabitha.
You walk in. So just you and Tabitha, or all four of you?
We're going to walk in first, and then the other guys will follow.
Okay.
Just for dramatic effect.
All right. So you walk in the front door. She's sitting at her desk. She looks up and she sees you, and she just gets a big grin on her face.
Hey, bitch. What did you do to us?
Me? I didn't do anything to you.
We just figured it all out. And the guys are coming in now.
Yeah, we found our stuff at your house.
Yeah,
you murdered my girlfriend.
I did no such thing.
You certainly did, by locking us into that tunnel with that creature. We have your book. What do you have to say for yourself?
When she sees that, her grin disappears.
What the fuck was that thing in the basement, and how do we get rid of it? What did it do to us?
Now, I can't tell you that. That would be the whole purpose.
You have no choice. Is there anything like I don't know, like an umbrella in the stand? Anything I can grab as like an improvised weapon?
Do a luck roll for an umbrella.
Pass.
It rains in Clio, so yeah.
He's got a fucking gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a pissed off cameraman.
Yeah, we're all pretty mad. So I'm gonna just get the umbrella and kind of hit her with it.
What are you doing? Hitting her with an umbrella? Look, if you're going to hit her, do it properly. And I will pistol whip her on the knee
On the knee, good.
with the Glock. Bang!
Do a brawl, but just don't fail.
I rolled the 08 for an umbrella strike.
Okay, you're gonna continue to hit her with the umbrella.
No, just
I say clack.
just because
dear.
she's taking this way too light. I mean, we're all pretty pissed, and she's at the desk smiling. So I think we need to, help her appreciate the situation.
No, I got a 61 out of 55. So,
Okay, just do a 1d3 for damage.
that would be 2.
2. Okay. So you hit her. It just didn't do quite as much damage, maybe, as you were hoping it to.
It's okay. It's made the point, I'm sure.
Yes, exactly. But she continues. She's like, I don't know what you want from me. There's nothing you can do.
We want to know what you did.
I thought you said you knew.
Why did you do this to us?
It's basically a matter of you or me. I'm forced. If I don't bring people to him, then I would be in the same position you would be in.
Have you done this before?
She just smiles.
How many people are infected with these things?
Didn't you say you did your research on this house? Didn't you read all the newspaper articles?
Oh, mutilations.
They're trying to get the things out of themselves. They're
Mhm.
trying to get them out of their...
Yeah.
How long does it take?
It's just a matter of time. You won't have to wait long.
Well,
What is it?
you won't be here because we're going to kill you in a few moments. Just think about that for a few seconds. Because you've murdered us.
Is it an alien?
I mean, I don't have the words to describe it necessarily, but that's probably the best way you can think of it.
Do you know where it came from? What it is?
I mean, I spent years studying this. I can't just explain it to you in just a quick little soundbite.
Is it what brought you here?
Yes.
You were coming here to, serve it?
Yes.
Are there other of these things around?
Why else would anyone go to Clio, Michigan?
Well, you've seen how expensive houses by the beach are in California.
The strange way you pronounce Cleo says something about your origins.
That's right. Are there others like you that are here to serve it and to bring it victims?
No.
I say we take her there and throw her in with that thing.
But she already belongs to it.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a thing in her stomach.
Yeah.
How do we know that?
Let's put her in our boat.
Well, let's just say, how would you like it if we were to haul you down there and give you to this creature to do his business with?
And she tauntingly says, "Oh, no, not that. But if that's what you feel you must do, then so be it."
Yeah, if she already has a deal with this thing to bring it victims, it's not going to kill her because it's...
We have to stop this from happening.
We need to... You're right, Joanne. We do need to kill her.
Just shoot her.
Yeah,
Then we can
shoot
deal
her.
with the creature or
Let's
try.
go get some dynamite and blow that place to kingdom come. If we're all going to die anyway.
Do a dex roll, Damien.
$26. Yes.
Is that a hard, I take it, with your adjusted 10%?
No, not quite. No. Hard would be 20 with my... Oh, no, hang on. 10%. 45. 23. No, it's not. Not quite.
Okay. So as you guys are standing there, she suddenly scrambles for her desk. She managed to draw out another handgun, and she points it at you, Damien.
Oh, I'm going to shoot her.
Okay.
Has Michigan got a stand your ground law? Because she's just pulled a gun on me. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm standing my ground.
But she was already standing hers.
No, she didn't have a gun.
Oh,
She's already murdered all of us. So
I was engaging in a bit of friendly melee with her. now she's gone and complicated matters by pulling a gun out on me. I mean, that's just
bad
aggressive.
form.
Yeah. That's unnecessary aggression. I must retaliate.
All right. What do you want to do?
I'm going to shoot her.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll the firearms.
Okay, with a 10% reduction again, isn't it? So,
Yes, please.
and I got an 18 out
Ooh,
of
nice.
54.
Okay. Roll damage.
And damage is 1d10. 7.
bitch, you don't have a future.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive for cover.
So yes. So sorry, I was trying to do some math. Yes. So instantly, this all happens quickly. So she pulls a gun out of her desk drawer, top desk drawer. She pulls it on Damien. Damien reacts. He gets a shot off. She gets a shot off. You each hit each other. You do considerable damage, but she also does considerable damage. She hits you in the left leg.
For how much?
For 6 points.
Oh!
Is he not on the other side of the desk? Could she shoot his leg?
I'm thinking he walked around the desk when he pistol whipped her.
Oh, yep, right. That makes sense. Sorry, GM. Sorry.
No problem.
Line of sight. I'm just
Keep me honest.
thinking BattleTech here.
Okay, in which case... Oh, no, hang on. That's going to be... Yeah, that's half of my maximum hit points in one attack. That's a major wound.
Okay. Do a con roll.
37 out of 60.
Okay, so you managed to stay conscious. But hitting you in the leg is quite a wound. So you're probably going to at least drop to a knee.
Yeah, I could do with. Is there a first aid kit in here? Can someone look for a first aid kit? She shot me.
I do want to add one more thing though. As the bullet went through and through, you look down at the blood gushing out from your leg, and you suddenly see a bunch of small white. They're not quite spiders, but at first glance they look like spiders. It's like somebody crossed a grub with a spider.
Oh,
So they have Some of them have 7 legs. Some of them have 8 legs. Some of them have 3 eyes. Some of them have 8 eyes.
Oh, geez, you got spider grubs. Nasty.
Is this in any way similar to the spider we saw in the barn?
Yes.
Oh.
How about her? Is she bleeding spider grubs?
She is.
She's infected too.
Yeah, could really do with someone finding a first aid kit right now.
Well, somebody go do that. I'm going to.
Well, we're in the heat of combat.
Is Vanessa is still alive?
Yeah, she's actually she's hurt, but she's not hurt that bad.
Can I like step on the gun so that she, if she fell to the ground as well?
She's sitting in her chair. Let's see. He probably would have shot her in the leg also.
Okay.
And she's got her gun out. She's still pointing her gun at Damien.
Poke her with the umbrella, right in the eye.
And here's the thing, Damien. Do a 1d3.
One.
Time. Your leg starts to feel a little bit better. So you can get 1 hit point back.
Ooh.
What the fuck is going on? Are you healing?
Well, all that would have happened in about 3 seconds. So what are?
Yes.
Yeah, you probably want to know what the rest of us
So,
are doing.
yeah.
Right?
So why don't we let's go around one at a time then. Tabitha, what do you want to do first?
Well, originally I was thinking I would dive for cover once the gunshots start, but I think if seeing they both got shot, I would probably, just being in the state of mind I'm in, probably also try to attack her again with the umbrella. Maybe with the pointed end to the face.
Okay.
That's a devious grin. But it's just what I would do, I think.
Okay.
And let's see, that's a fail.
Okay. Before I continue, Joanne, what do you want to do?
I'm going to. Well, I probably jumped when the guns went off, but the second that I see she's still there, I'm just going to dive over the desk and get my hands on her. I want to beat the shit out of her or kill her because she killed my girlfriend, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. So you're going to leap over the desk. Are you trying to punch her or are you trying to grapple her?
More or less grapple her at this point.
Okay.
Wrestle her down to the ground. Of course, he has a chance to poke her in the face with the umbrella first.
Yeah.
And then Daniel, what do you want to do?
If I can see her pistol, I'm going to dive to try to grab it from her. Take it away, point it to the ceiling, the usual.
Okay.
Did we lose any more sanity over like seeing the spiders?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Daniel, go ahead and do a grapple maneuver.
Grapple?
Or fighting brawl.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's good. That's a 15 out of 55.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So you managed to get your hands around the weapon, and you pry it loose from her hands. All of this is happening like instantaneous. So
Right.
that's why I especially gave it to you because basically the three of you act all at once. She's feeling a little bit overwhelmed at this point, to say the least. So go ahead and did I have you roll? Sorry, Joanne, did you roll?
No, but I just did. I did not make it. I just flattened out on the desk, I guess.
Okay. So I'm picturing
She's
you
further
jumping
away.
across the desk. You kind of jump across the desk. You kind of tackle her. At the same time, Tabitha's trying to poke her with the umbrella.
Yeah, she's definitely outnumbered.
And at the same time, Daniel manages to wrench the gun out of her hand. But at the moment, Joanne and Vanessa, are now both on the floor. You knocked her out of the chair, and you're both on the floor behind the desk.
Okay. But I don't really have a grip on her.
Not necessarily. You pretty much just knocked her over. Knocked her out of her chair. But she's scrambling to get up. Jamian, what would you like to do?
I'm going to try and get to my feet, but consumed as I am by the need to go after the first aid, I will nonetheless just attempt to sort of get to my feet and
Okay.
Use the desk to support myself.
Okay.
So that I can try and start maneuvering around to cover.
Let's go back to Joanne. She's scrambling and you're scrambling. Anything in particular you want to do, or?
If we've kind of landed next to each other,
Mhm.
I'm just going to try to take my fist and punch her.
Okay.
Anywhere,
Go ahead.
whatever's closest.
Do a brawl.
I'm girl fighting.
Sure.
81. I'm girl fighting like this, and it's not doing much.
Ladies, send all your emails to Tom.
With an H.
My character is not a fighter. She's
Okay, good cover. Good cover. You try to swing at her, and she reaches out and she grabs your fist,
okay.
and she starts crushing your hand. You're gonna take.
Okay. Ow,
uh,
bitch.
1 point of damage.
All right.
And she looks at you. She's got your attention. She's grabbing you by the hand. She looks at you right in the eye. She opens her mouth, and suddenly a swarm of those white spider things come flooding out of her mouth.
Oh, nasty.
They're coming down her arm, and they're going up your arm, and they're going up into your face. Do a constitutional.
Constitutional. I hate spider slugs. 47 out of 50. So I just made my constitution.
Okay. Yes. So these things are swarming. They're trying to get into your mouth, and they're trying to crawl up. Some of them are crawling up your nose.
Oh, gross.
Tabitha, what do you want to do?
I think in seeing this now, I think I'm going to be revolted to the point where I've just got no choice but to try and get far away from what's happening. Like the bugs, now that they're everywhere, once I see the bugs start coming out, if they're like, I don't want to risk any chance if they're not already on me of that happening. So I think just my instinct is going to take over, and I'm going to flee.
Okay. Are you going to flee the building, or are you just backing up?
I'll probably, I think in the immediate, I'm going to get as far away as I can.
Okay.
My fight or flight started with fight. Now it's turning to flight.
Okay. Do a spot hidden.
-10.
Yeah.
Just one pass.
In the midst of all this chaos, you feel like a rumble on the ground, almost like a big giant truck just went by.
Okay, guys, do you feel that?
Daniel, what would you like to do?
They were already rolling around, so we don't notice, but
Yeah, you're already rumbling.
I have an idea, but Daniel, you're muted.
I know I'm muted. Sorry. She's all spider facey. I'm just going to blam shoot her in the head.
Okay. Do a firearms.
No, that's not a hit.
Okay.
Isn't he point blank?
You shot.
I rolled 86. So
I was going to balance out the point blankness with the fact that she's rolling around with Joanne, and so it's kind of a moving target.
Yeah.
That's an 86, and with the deduction, I only have a for handgun 20. So yeah,
Okay.
not even close. I was like, how do you work this?
Right. All right. Let's go back to Damien.
Yeah, I'm also going to try and shoot her.
Okay. Go ahead. And the same thing. Normally, I'd give you a bonus because you're close, but I think because Joanne's right next to her and they're wrestling around on the ground.
Oh! Okay, 5.
That's good.
Certainly is. That's an extreme.
Is that an impale?
I'm not sure. No, an impale would be a critical, wouldn't it? Or is an impale an extreme?
It's the 5th.
Oh, so yeah, it would be an extreme.
Yeah. Okay, so max damage plus a dice roll.
Its damage is 10 plus 10.
Whoa.
Just done 20 points of damage with one shot.
Wow.
Nice. It's like a gyrojet pistol with explosive rounds.
I think I've loaded this with illegal dum-dums or some such.
Yeah, hollow points.
You hit her in the top of her chest, like almost like where her shoulder would be. And she's already on the ground, but she basically gets pushed back from the bullet, and she's now on the ground and she's not moving.
Okay, are the bugs still coming out of her?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Not in that huge flow of initial, but they're just kind of scrambling.
Okay. I'm going to do one thing really quick. I'm going to try to take my hand at least and brush them for a second off my face and say, the book. She thought the book was important. Burn the book. And then I close my mouth again so the bugs can't get in.
Maybe the book tells us how to get rid of the things.
Yeah, maybe read the book.
I'm going to keep covering her with my pistol because I'm not at all sure that she
She's
might
not
still
just
get
going to
up.
reform. Yeah.
Okay. You can also do another 1d3 and add that back to your hit points.
I'm going to try to get up and get away, at least crawl away.
Okay.
Cut her head off.
Yeah. So now she's laying on the floor. You're all standing around her. What do you want to do? You've got quite a mess on your hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of past caring. I'm full of weird spider things.
She doesn't have a secretary out front, does she? Like we didn't walk past.
She's all
Just
alone.
walk past her.
Okay,
She's standing
good.
in the corner going,
However, there's most likely buildings right next door with other businesses. So,
Yeah, there's people at the front window looking in.
Vanessa, are you okay?
Nothing to see here.
We had just a bunch of passing boiler repair persons come here to repair that damn exploding boiler.
Bug bombs, because look at the bugs. And I want to stomp on as many bugs as I can. Yeah.
sure. Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Squish.
Start
I've
squishing.
lost quite a lot of sanity. If anyone starts questioning what's going on, I'm just going to slug them.
I think we need to burn this place to the ground with all these bugs in here.
And her house.
But they're in me as well. What am I going to do?
We're all going to have to jump into the fire.
Well,
But not until we get gasoline and dump it down that hole and then blow up the house and the
town.
and the
But it wasn't. It wasn't there when you went.
This whole place is a mess.
When you went down in the basement, you didn't see anything, did you? I mean,
It must be
how
a
come it
trick.
was there on the video and it's not there when you went down there?
It must be a trick way to open it, or
Yeah, we weren't looking for secret passages in the wall at that time. That's before we knew about the.
But we were tapping walls, weren't we? Or am I
Yeah,
thinking upstairs?
it's a big block wall. We'll just break it down with a sledgehammer.
I think the whole town's infected.
Oh,
Well,
wait.
we're-
If we're hearing a rumbling, how far are we from that house? Like we're
several miles.
How many miles?
I don't remember exactly, but I think we said it took like 10 to 20 minutes just to drive there. So
Yeah.
whatever that would equal to. 10 miles maybe. I don't know.
What if these things are its babies and it's going to come and try to stop us, but we got to kill it. I don't know what the hell to do other than just go on a massacre. Is she
Well,
reforming?
No.
If it's the only plan we have.
But I will put pressure on you because gunshots were fired and you don't know. Maybe somebody did hear them.
Let's go
Well,
hop
let's
in the
get-
van
let's
and
go-
go straight to the Cooper house and blow it up.
We need gasoline. We need like jerry cans or whatever they're called here.
We can get this
Full of
gas
gasoline.
station, can't you?
Yeah, none of us are thinking rational. So I think right now we're just in crazy destroy mode. Or
Yep.
All I can think of is that thing infected us, and it wants us to leave so that we can go elsewhere and infect other people.
Was there a basement in her office?
No. It's just an office.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good thinking though. All right. Is that the consensus?
Are we going to look in the book? Did we see to see if there's
We got time while we're driving and getting gas. And
any illustrations about gigantic?
Well, that's what I mentioned that earlier. You could look at the book, but it's going to take you time.
Okay. Well, while they're driving, I'll be looking at the book, and mostly I'm looking for illustrations or pictures or something that gives me some idea of what the book is saying.
Yeah. You can figure out handwritten dead languages on the way over there.
easy enough.
I did it in my spare time in college.
All right, let's do this. You guys get in the car. Is that your intent? You're trying to get gas cans? Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. I think I'm just looking at my leg. Which
Yeah,
appears to be healing of its own accord.
When you say that, you look down, and through the rip in your pants, you look down, and you can see those little white spider grubs. They're actually working, and they're repairing the wound. You can see them doing that. They're rebuilding the wound, skin and the flesh.
Good.
I
I
look
now
over
find
at him.
myself strangely ambivalent to their presence.
If you survive this, we can get you a red and blue costume so that you can become a superhero and be the real Spider Grub man.
Is it? Should we calculate the sanity hit at this point, or should we just role play it?
Yeah, let's just role play it out.
Right.
I mean, at this point,
Yeah, I'm completely torn. Like I'm both like revolted and want to get as far away as possible, but we're so far. Another part of my brain is we're so far into this. We just need to see it through.
okay.
I figure I'm dead. I'm going to die in a horrible manner, and I want to kill that thing that killed my girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Let's say there's a little John's hardware store right nearby. You stop there. You manage to get like
5 gas cans.
as many gas cans as they have.
5-gallon gas cans.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't look suspicious at all.
Yeah.
And fertilizer.
It's a fashion trend.
You get a copy of those. Damien is out in the van. He's waiting. Engine's running.
It's barbecue sauce.
Go to the gas station, and you get your gas, and you're on the way to the house.
Okay.
As you're leaving the center of town, you start to hear sirens behind you. Not like directly behind you, but just sirens in the distance.
Yeah, somebody
Hurry.
No, let's ride on that country road then.
I'm sorry. Did anyone get a lighter or anything? Road flares. There's got to be a road flare in the van.
You're not thinking straight, are you?
Thinking straight is asking a lot at this point.
You got a gun.
What do any of you guys smoke? If so, you would probably have a lighter.
That's right. I believe Damien mentioned smoking.
Nobody in California smokes.
All right, you pull
vape.
outside the house.
Try to start it with a vape. And some gluten.
Yeah.
2017, you're going to vape it down.
Gluten.
That's the point. Is my Glock gluten free?
Throw a peanut at it. All right.
When we go into the tunnel, I'm going to leave a trail of quinoa so we can find our way back out.
All right. So we go into the house. Can we head straight for the basement?
Sure.
All right. How are we going to get through? Did we grab a sledgehammer at the...
Well, when you get down there, you see the doors open.
Oh, there you
Put
go.
something to wedge to keep it from shutting behind us. Look for a brick or something to...
No, we're not leaving.
Okay. All right. Damn.
So...
Well, just in case.
The tunnel's there?
Let's go.
Yeah. Are you going? I just want to be clear. Are you going into the tunnel, or are you standing at the doorway?
Well, did you say the tunnel went in for a while before it got to the edge where the creature was?
Right.
Yeah, I said we go in to throw the stuff on the creature.
Yep.
Okay.
Undo the caps as we go to be ready to toss them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will put something in the door. Like Joanne is all about this being a suicide mission, but I don't know if I'm there.
Yeah, there's probably some debris or whatever in the basement.
Just a 2x4 or something in there.
Yeah, sure.
Give Joanne the lighter.
Who's carrying the cans of gas? We'll say you have 2 cans of gas.
I've got a couple of cans. I'm up in the front.
Okay, so you got 2 cans. Who's feeling lucky?
I guess I am. I'm feeling reckless.
That's the same thing.
Do a D4.
A D4?
Yeah.
1.
Okay. We'll say you have 3 cans total then.
Okay. That's the price of gas. We could only fill up three cans.
15 gallons.
No, they were 5 gallons each.
Yeah. 3 cans times 5, 15.
So we got 15 gallons.
And in this economy.
Who's carrying the second or the third one?
I can.
Okay. And Damien, you're the one with the lighter, I take it?
I have a lighter and a firearm.
Okay. You approach the tunnel, and in that deep booming voice in your head again, you hear the question again, be mine. And as you approach Joanne, you can do a dodge roll if you would like, because out of the darkness, another one of those tendrils comes out.
Okay. I got a 30. My dodge is 50. So yes. How is my dodge 50? That's pretty damn good.
It's from your Zimba classes.
There, that's it.
Okay, yeah. So the tentacle does not grab you.
So I duck out of the way and I say, "You're dead, bitch. You killed my girlfriend."
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we are.
I'm gonna fling one can of gasoline. If I get to the edge and see the creature,
I imagine the tunnel would be on a downward slope, right? Like
Correct.
if we, as huge as it got, if we went at basement level, it has to be at a pretty steep decline.
Right.
So what if we just pour the gas down so we can?
Oh, it depends what the ground's like. If it's soil, it might absorb into it. If
it's
it's
soak in, yeah.
Well, did it change from like tile? You said it was kind of like an ornate tile floor,
Yeah, that was like in the first 10 feet.
and then it just switched to dirt, like a dirt tunnel.
It goes to dirt, and then from dirt, it gets a combination of gravel and rock too.
yeah, if we pour it, it's just going to soak in.
It would still flow. I mean, there's enough of it. It would still flow down though, like to light up the ground, right?
Yeah,
That's
it might
true.
just, it might
downward
just burn up the
grade.
ground. I want it on the creature.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
You're gonna have to run probably and toss it if you're gonna do something like that.
Okay, I'll do that in a second. But as I'm doing it, I'm also trying to think to the creature. I'm saying, "What the hell are you, anyway?"
Can I pause for a second?
Yes.
Officially, we've got like 9 minutes. Is everybody okay if we go a little bit over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're trying to communicate. It's not. It's not
Okay. So I'm going to run forward to the edge and then fling the
Okay.
gas.
Do a
can.
spot hidden for me too.
08.
Nice. Although I'm not sure you want to see what's coming at you though.
Doesn't matter.
Because at this point you look down and the entire ground is moving under your feet.
So as if I'm standing on the thing?
Well, as if there is a huge swarm of white spider grubs.
Oh.
So you toss the one gas can.
Okay.
What are you doing with the second one?
I'm going to now. How far is it going?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
It's a 5-gallon can.
I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't throw that very far. It's pretty heavy.
Well, I thought that you said that the tunnel comes to like a cliff.
I'm gonna
Is that
try to
correct?
kind of draw this out a little bit if I can.
Swing it. Get some momentum going.
Well, and I'm
Well,
running, so-
if you're running, you can get a little bit more of a swing going.
right. I'll fling it.
All right. Does this make any sense? I don't know if you can see. Hold on. Can you see that?
So we go out into the chamber and we're on a cliff, and the creature is down in the.
The creature's like bellied up to the cliff right there.
Okay.
And it's approximately, give or take, 20 feet of that dirt gravel area.
Okay. So I run right out onto the cliff and I fling one of them. And as soon as I fling it, then I'm dumping the other one out so that if we light it, then it'll just light the whole thing up.
Okay. Daniel, what are you doing with yours?
I'm running and tossing it, probably not from the edge. I mean, I'll gauge based on how heavy it is. I don't really want to fall off the edge or be grabbed as I'm doing it, but I want to toss it the same.
Okay. Yes, and
I'm not as hell-bent on killing myself as Joanne is.
Tentacle does come out towards you and does attempt to grab you, but it missed.
Okay.
All right. Joanne, can you do another dodge roll for me?
58. That is not a pass.
As you turn to flee now, you successfully dumped the gasoline.
Okay.
It grabs you.
Okay.
Damien,
Light
what
the
do you want to do?
gas. I'm just going to yell, light the gasoline.
Damien, what would you like to do?
Well, in a kind of well, actually, I think I'm going to light a cigarette and then throw the lighter in. I don't want to waste mine. So I'm not going to have a lighter after I've done that. So.
All right.
Have a dart.
If I'm about to die, I might as well have a fag.
They're bad for you, though.
Yeah, well, I'm about to. Maybe they'll be bad for whatever's living in me as well.
If I see a lighter fly past me, I might consider going the other way.
Exactly. So why don't you do a dex roll? Daniel, can you do a dex roll?
Yeah.
Tabitha, anything?
That's an 18.
Okay, nice.
Pass.
Tabitha, anything particular you want to do?
Well, I don't have a gas can and I don't have a weapon really, so I'm just going to try and stay out of tentacle range.
Okay. You do see that the swarm of white grubs are coming towards all of you, basically.
Stomp.
Yeah, I'll try and actually back out as they're coming forward.
Joanne, what am I going to do with
towards them?
What am I going to do with you, Joanne? Currently being grabbed, but the lighter flies past you and hits the gas. It ignites. You will all hear and / feel an incredible scream in your mind. It's painful.
That much gasoline should go off like an atomic bomb. It's not kerosene, it's gas.
Joanne, can you do a luck roll for me?
43, and my luck is 39. Can I spend luck to... No.
I'm going to say... You get dropped, but you're still in the blast zone.
Okay.
So you're going to take 5 points of damage. And that's going to be burns. So you're going to be burned from this.
Right.
But basically, yes. I mean, you've accomplished your mission. You've set this thing on fire. It's screaming. It's writhing. The white spider grubs are still coming towards you, though. The ones that are getting past or through the fire, not through it, but the ones that didn't get soaked in gasoline. What do you guys want to do now?
Run.
Good idea.
I'll yell at everybody. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Yep. Run.
Okay.
Joanne knew she was going to die coming in.
You get out into the main floor of the basement, and you continuing to run? Like, are you leaving the house or?
Oh yeah.
All right. You get in the van. Now what?
Is there any point in I mean, we're all full of these things. There's no point in running, is there? We're dead.
Well, I mean, what's the alternative? Do you want to?
Sooner or later, they're going to come out.
Just eat your gun, or?
I'm going to light another cigarette with the stub of the old one.
I'm going to drink some vodka and see if that'll kill these things.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be any better off. I mean, we're in immediate danger here. If we have to figure this out and figure out how to cure ourselves and get rid of this thing, let's do it as far away from here as we can get, right?
At a
What
pub.
we need is some dangerously strong moonshine.
Mm-hmm. That can kill spiders. Everclear.
Yeah, let's hit the grain alcohol.
And find out that that's all we had to do to get rid of the bugs.
The good old traditional grain alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, I can consider like our sanity. I mean, it seems like the only good explanations at this point would be, fling yourself at this thing, fighting and die like Joanne, kill ourselves or get as far away as we can.
Did I die or was I just burned?
You just burned. You took 5 points of damage, which is a lot, but it wasn't like I don't think that was half, was it?
Okay. No. So I climbed out, but they all left me. Bitches.
I assumed you were with them.
Oh.
Yeah. So did I.
They kept talking about me like I'm dead. So I thought I was dead. Apparently I'm in the back and I'm just crusty and all burned up, and they don't realize I'm there because I look like an old dead leaf.
Kind of look like a barbecue.
By the time you actually get to the van, you've actually healed 1 hit point.
All of us?
Anyone who took damage. I think it was just you, Joanne.
Oh.
Am I still healing from
Yes.
before?
Yep.
What the heck? I'm apparently healing, guys.
All right.
Does anybody want to do anything other than hit the road? I mean, it's the police are going to be looking for us. Lynn
But
is.
should we do that? I mean, what if we go and we just spread these things? Wasn't that what the thing wanted?
That's what the thing wanted. We should have all died in the fire.
Well, we don't know that we're contagious. If that was the case, Lynn or Volker wouldn't have had to bring people to the monster.
But what if these are like the larvae of that thing and they just need to grow bigger? And eventually they will.
Then why, if that was the case, then it would spread much faster than Volker having to lure people into the house.
What if it already
Because this
has?
town, people have been getting infected for years with this. Possibly.
By the monster.
I still say burn the town down. Everyone in it. The great cleanser fire.
If the thing is that if we heal like this, that creature probably just healed all the damage itself to whatever was done to it. We got to go somewhere and tell somebody.
And read that book. Maybe that's what we need to spend that time and read it in a remote location, like a cave or something.
But who would we tell? Who would believe this?
I don't know. There's that secret underground organization we heard about once called, I think it was like Delta Green?
Epsilon Blue.
That's it. That's Epsilon Blue.
No, that's a shampoo.
That's Selsun Blue.
Oh. Yeah, I think we're on our own.
Well, let's just see where this takes us. This could be the end of the world.
Where are you
Read
going?
the damn book.
Yeah, we need to read the book.
Well, we'll need to get some translators to do that.
And we need to get out of town because the police are going to
We'll
be
just
looking
keep
for us.
driving. Fuck our stuff.
What time is it?
Say it's around noon.
Don't forget too, we do have a copy of at this point our overnighted copy of Before Daedalus should be at the hotel.
We could go by and get all of our stuff. They don't know that we're even involved.
Well, we did leave her house full of blood and defecate.
Well, it'll take them time to process that.
That's true.
A couple of days at least.
Well, I've got a hole in my trouser leg, and I'm covered in blood.
We are the kind of people who run around climbing, and
you've got most of your skin burnt off.
It seems to be.
What's healing?
Seems to be healing. It's like we're going to be fine by the time we get back to the hotel.
We could all become cage fighters.
We're the immortal 5.
Yeah. Take anyone on. $50.
I'm not sure how long we're going to last, though. Sooner or later, those things are going to come out.
Well,
and I've got a feeling they're going to come out in quite a robust manner.
Here's the thing. If we go back and get our stuff and we get caught, then we can get the doctors to find out what the hell these things are, because we can show them.
The doctors at the local instant care.
The doctors, when
They
they
won't
take
know.
us, they'll know that there's a gigantic alien living underneath their city, and they can blow it up. Unless they're all in league with it.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna get medical help, we need to go to like the CDC or something like that.
What if they're all in league with it?
Let's just get her stuff and head out of town to some KOA and hole up and read the book or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume everyone in town is complicit with what's going on here.
That's what I'm thinking too. If we stay here, they're going to get us.
Damn it! I think we've got to leave then. I mean,
Let's get our stuff.
You're gonna go back to the hotel?
Yeah.
Do you want to risk it?
Carefully.
Yeah, well, our laptops and just everything that we really need, clothes to change into.
DVD player, TV.
The other book we need.
towels.
Yeah. Volker's jewelry.
Ensure.
Vodka. Gideon Bible.
We bought an awful lot of gasoline. Are we going to be able to pay for our bill?
We just leave.
Yeah.
We could just show them our spider slug problem.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not our credit
I
card.
think we're all
It's-
insane at this point.
I think Lynn put the rooms on her credit card as the producer, right?
That's right. She did. We'll just tell her she's.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Let's go.
We're going out for dinner. That's why we're putting all our stuff in the van.
We're just
All right.
going off to do some filming. That's what we need to tell them.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys pack all your stuff up, throw it in the van, and off you go. Where do you want to go? Does it matter?
Well, I guess ultimately back to California, but first we're going to see if we can. Where is the town between here and California where we can at least consult in a library as to what some of this stuff might mean?
I've kind of got an idea. It's a bit far-fetched, but it just might work.
What's that?
Well, we'd have to wait until dark and find a graveyard. It's
And bury
just,
yourselves in it.
well, no, it's just, I had this dream last night, and ever since I've just had this feeling that I could kind of do something. And I just, before I died, which seems quite inevitable now, I just wanted to know if I could, really.
Do you want to try some? What, in the middle of the night we want to go to a graveyard?
Yeah.
It sounds positively ghoulish.
Well, it's just, I don't know. I know it sounds stupid, but I just,
Oh, look, there's a graveyard. What's it, midnight?
I'm game.
I don't know. I guess we stop at least somewhere where we can try to read this book.
Okay. You just want to get another hotel room kind of thing?
Yeah. And if there's a fairly large library, we'll stop in a large town.
Saginaw is a little bit south of you. It's about an hour's drive, if that.
I think Saginaw is north of us, isn't it?
Okay. Flint's south of you then.
Flint is south of us. Flint. Let's go to Flint.
Flint, Michigan.
Flint's a big town.
They don't pronounce it Flint there, do they?
Probably. Probably.
The locals do. All right.
Pronounce-
So,
It's spelled Flint, but they pronounce it throat wobbler mangrove. All right.
you guys get a room. You've all been through an incredible process. How do you want to go about this? We don't have to go too far into it, but I'm just curious. You basically have one book and you have four of you. How are you going to?
Well, maybe Joanne, you can start doing the book.
What we do is we write down some samples of the languages that we can find, and then somebody's got to go to the library and get lexicons. See if we can figure out
I can
what the.
I can do the library. Maybe Damien can go to the graveyard and get ghoulish.
Can't check your messages.
Yeah, I mean, in sort of, we've still got our laptops, haven't we?
Oh, and we need to tell people what happened. We should record the story like before anything else happens. We should.
We should upload that video.
Yeah. Yeah, we should tell our story about what happened.
Upload the video with the thing on it, because no one's ever going to believe it unless we show them that.
Yeah, let's put it all on our website. Maybe Delta Green can find it there.
You know, I'm once I've uploaded that, I'd like to look on the Wikipedia entry for Flint, Michigan, which I note says that Flint was settled in 1899, and I'm going to try and find the oldest graveyard or the oldest cemetery in Flint, Michigan.
Probably going to be right in the middle. All right. Go get me the lexicon.
Well, what do you guys think about? So it sounds like we all have something we're going to try and do. Except Daniel, do you think we should upload all of this?
Yeah,
to our website.
We should. At least in a kind of a online cloud storage, and provide access to our people back at the office, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, we came here to tell a story, and now it's our story. And I think we need to tell everybody everything that happened here.
Like do little individual interviews so that we all say our side of things, that it's all documented and saved and not hidden.
Yeah. Well, it's possible, too, if this thing does spread, if it is a contagion, this is how the world's going to know about where it started, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Or if we disappear, if we're dead, if there's if we're arrested for murder, this is all evidence.
Yep. Well, we might want to downplay the murder part.
Which, by the way, when you guys went back into town, you saw a cop car sitting in Vanessa Volker's office, but there were no. It wasn't like a big deal. There were no lights flashing. There were no sirens.
Well, that sounds like the whole town's up to something.
Yeah, I think they're in on it.
All right. You each start to run on your different errands. Joanne, I'm going to assume you're going to stay back at the hotel and read the book?
Yes.
All right. Do an intelligence roll, please.
I got a 94.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Do a D4.
2.
All right, so after 2 hours, you can't make heads or tails out of this book. You might want to give it to someone else and let them try.
All right. Well, when they get back, after 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, they probably would have been back by now.
All right. Guys, I honestly, I can't make heads nor tails out of this. And to be honest, I think I'm hearing that voice in my head still. I don't think we killed it.
Wonderful.
You will get 1% Cthulhu Mythos.
Okay. Can't wait to use that.
Yeah. Who wants to take a crack at it? Whoever wants to read it can do an intelligence roll.
I already had 1 point. Cool. Now I got 2 points.
Oh,
I passed an intelligence roll.
Okay. Do a 1d4.
3.
All right, so after another 3 hours go by, so by this time we're probably into at least evening time.
Mm-hmm.
You find a section that has been highlighted. There's notes in the margin, and it looks as though if you read it, if you're reading it correctly, which you think you are, it looks like there's a spell. And there's a title next to it that says Dispel Children of the Labyrinth.
Interesting.
As you read it, you also can get 2% Cthulhu Mythos. And after you think you have read it and you think you know what it's talking about, this seems to be the answer you've been searching for. It's basically a spell that's going to dispel the broodlings. But it's going to cost you all more sanity, and it's going to cost magic points in order to cast the spell. Now, I will say this. It's going to be a little bit tricky, I think. And I'm not sure if you all can successfully pull this off. But I'd like you guys to talk about it if you can. So basically, you have a certain amount of magic points each.
Mm-hmm.
You decide how many points you want to spend, and then you multiply that by 5, and that would be your target number to see if the spell goes off successfully. So in other words, if you spend 10 points, you multiply it by 5, your target number is 50, you have a 50-50 chance of the spell going off.
Combined?
Yeah, can we combine or no?
Well, the only combine that you can do is that any of the rest of you, so like, let's just say, for example, Tabitha, you're going to cast a spell. You have to pick a target. So if you pick Joanne as your target, then Damien and Daniel can each touch your shoulder or touch you, and that will give you 1 point or times 5 extra percentage points.
Okay.
So basically, it would add 10%.
Well, if I was the one to try and decipher and decode the spell, then I'm probably going to be the best bet to try and cast it. And I would probably direct it towards Damien, right? Because he's the one that was injured. We know is, like, we actually saw spiders coming out of Damien when he got shot. So that would be seems to be the most obvious.
So now here's the thing. I actually was trying to look for this before the game started, and I couldn't find it. I don't suppose any of you, we don't need to stop and look it up, but do any of you know, does magic points regenerate?
Yes.
Is it 1 per day?
Power points don't regenerate.
I think your magic points regenerate every 24 hours, don't they?
Yeah.
Is it only 1 point though? I can't recall the number.
I think that's up to you, but I think that I thought that it was all of them, but you could be right. It would make more sense that it would slowly recover.
Tell you what, let's do a 1d6. Yeah, you're lucky. 6. So it will regenerate 6 points overnight. And the reason is because you guys have to decide now. So in other words, the more magic points you spend per target, the higher the likely chance of it going off. Versus you could spend them sparingly and maybe risk, and then, you know what I mean? Like you might have to take turns.
But if we fail, But if we fail, we've wasted all the magic points we did spend.
Correct.
Right. Now you have to wait.
Yeah, I think it's better to go big.
Yep.
So, are you saying that if Tabitha spent 10 points, that would be 50%, and then each of us could add 10% by touching her?
Each of you, I think, except for the
5.
Except for...
Okay.
You don't add 10%. He said you add 1 point.
But that's 1 point to your
5.
your 10 points.
Which is 5%.
Right.
Correct.
So, yeah, so it would be an additional 10%.
Five-
Yeah, because you got 1 target, 1 caster,
Yep.
2 assists.
So you're going to try to heal...
So if I spend all my magic points, if we regenerate, I don't remember how many I started with. I think it was 10. So let's say that's 50. So we go to 60 with the assist. And if we targeted Damien to try to cast the first spell.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Now, am I taking a 10% penalty?
No, we won't do that.
Okay.
Should make sure he's completely healed. That way he gets the benefit of being healed as well as cured.
Have the spiders finish stitching up his wound?
Yeah, I think. What are your hit points at? Okay.
My hit points are at the moment 10 out of 12.
We'll say enough time with the driving and everything, and we'll say you're back up to full.
All right, here we go. I'm going to use all my magic points.
Okay. And I'm going to give you 1 point of mine.
63. Can we use luck?
Mm-hmm.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 63.
Oh, 3 points. I'll give it to you for 3 points.
Okay, awesome.
Points, you would have got it.
So what happens?
Oh, I feel drained. Oh, you would feel drained.
Magically
All of your
drained.
energy has gone out of you.
Is what I say.
Sorry,
I'll
I'm
collapse.
just reading something. Yeah, it takes a mental toll on you, at least. But yes, it successfully goes off. Damien, as you stand there, all of the brood comes pouring out of your orifices.
Oh, nasty.
And when they hit the floor, they just scatter.
Good God.
I know it's going to be gross.
Definitely gross. And you're going to take 4 points of damage.
Oh. I'm unsurprised.
Okay, who's next?
So I'm trying to think.
If I
Take
try to
it-
cast it,
You need to read the book to cast it.
Yeah, I think at this point we're probably just down to dice rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I should be able to, like, in me being able to explain it and then them seeing me cast it, they should be able to replicate it, right?
I don't know if I would make it that easy. I mean, it's like a complicated spell, so you have to read it. Because I think it took you several hours just to get to that point. So you did 4. All right. So here's the thing. So each day that goes by, it does more damage for the broodling when they come out. So what you basically have to do now, out of the 3 of you left, is decide what order you want to go in. And the person who's last, you may not actually survive this.
Well, who of the 3 of you is the most robust?
Probably me.
I've got rather large ones.
We're getting delirious here.
Rather large broodlings.
No busts.
That's what Lynn called them.
Oh, I see.
Well, I mean, if we're going to compare numbers, I don't know. My constitution's fair, and strength is fair.
Yeah, maybe
My strength is only 40.
I should go next. I really want to these things out of me.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Tabitha, you're going to take 6 points damage. This would be basically, you're going to do this once every day now.
Yeah.
So we're going to assume that
Damien was first. You had to rest overnight. During the night, whoever wanted to read the book could read the book, cast the spell, use their points.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So you're going to take 6 points damage. Who's
Can
next?
we also assume that because the creatures are inside us, we're completely healed when this occurs?
Yes, that's what I'm giving that to you. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Surely, there's no reason why someone couldn't read the book on the second day, and when they finish reading the book, pass it on to someone else to read it.
Right.
Yep.
So it only takes 2 or 3 hours. So really, we could do 2 people on the second day.
Well, except that some of us are contributing some of our magic points to help, which means that I wouldn't be able to use 10 points when I cast it.
Well, you're not those that are assisting the caster. You're not contributing magic points. You're just touching them.
Yeah.
You're not actually spending points.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, who does the next roll then? Who's the next? Or you already did the damage, so you're assuming it happened.
Yes.
Ladies third.
Yeah. Let's do. Well, like Mick just pointed out, I think we could probably do if the two of you studied it. So 2 of you could cast.
Mm-hmm.
So you could both do. We could say Joanne and Daniel could go together on the same day.
Okay.
But Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to take 5 points damage.
Okay.
Joanne, 7 points damage.
Ooh. That leaves me with 3. So it really hit me hard.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Think we could probably end it there.
Okay.
In time, you manage to heal yourself. You guys are there. You give her first aid. You take care of her. So, you're beat up, but...
So we all get healed.
You basically have expelled the broodlings, and you've all healed to the point where you can travel back home if you want, or do whatever.
Well, let's travel back home, but we've got to figure out a way to destroy that thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back in 27 years.
Oh, geez.
Never coming back.
We're going to have to get rid of this van as well. You know, this is a hire van. In
It's a
Lynn's
company
name.
van anyway.
It's in
Yeah.
Lynn's name.
All right.
I wonder if anything becomes of, does everyone who sees it on our website just think it's some cool production value and a hoax?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's talking about such great computer graphics it is.
Yeah.
I'm not so
Good.
sure that we would want to put that on there because the people who are in the know with the creature would then know
Mm-hmm.
where we are.
Well, we'd be careful editing it, like not talking about murdering people and robbing houses and stuff.
I'm not sure I want in this.
Well, I mean,
business
we told
anymore.
we told the sheriff, we told everybody who would listen who we were and where we're from and what we were doing there. So the town knows who we are and what happened there.
Yeah.
So is that the end of our story for now?
That's pretty much the end. Yeah, I will point out
Cool.
too that you all suffered major sanity loss. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
would factor
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be found wandering around a graveyard one night in Los Angeles.
I'm going to be in therapy for a long
I'll
time.
probably be found there just telling meth heads to
So Jeff,
bugger off so I can work a spell.
do we get a quick explanation before we wrap up?
Yeah, you guys pretty much figured it all out. Is there any questions I can answer? Or
Was it a Chthonian?
it actually is iHeart, and I think it's in the Keeper's Rulebook. I just didn't want to look it up. But
I looked at the thing. I've remembered the story now.
I think I remember you were saying before, but I think it might have been
white
Galaki that I was talking about.
I've read the story. It's in cold print, I think.
Yes. Yep. I actually bought that book just to run this,
Cool.
which was hard to find because it's out of print.
And so was Vanessa part of a cult that worshipped this thing?
She was acting alone, actually.
Oh, wow.
She came from Brown University in Rhode Island, and she just basically got involved in the occult. She could read Latin. She read the Necronomicon. She lost major sanity. She learned about Ihort and the fact that Ihort can prolong your life. So she was actually 74 years old.
Ooh.
Not
anymore.
No, she lived through what you guys did to her. That's why the police weren't after you. When they showed up, she just explained it like, no, it was nothing. It was.
I just have gas. Just a really loud fart.
And it was basically
a real estate client.
The deal was that Ihort needed sacrifices, and that she was bringing him the sacrifices. So she would go to the bars. She'd pick up lonely men, salesmen, and drag them there in the middle of the night. He would do the same ritual that you guys went through, where he would implant the brood into your stomachs. And in a series of 3 to 5 days, the brood hatches, and that's what all the body bursting was. In the newspaper articles, it was talking about animals. It wasn't animals. It was the broodlings bursting out of the animal.
Cool. Little did she suspect that she would come across the men and women of the supernatural files. Anyways, our players included Kurt LeBlanc, Mick Swan, Sean Little, and myself, with Jeff Wilkins as the keeper of the secrets. Our musical intro, A Singular Perversion Darkness, was composed by Kevin MacLeod and is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution license. We currently are producing 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. Patrons of our show can now enjoy recordings of our pre- and post-game conversations. Some of the funniest and most interesting stuff occurs before and after the show. If you'd like to become a patron, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month will help us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We love hearing from you. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.